Okay, first unto all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shema Shai, Bashim Gakudash. Devan to elders, apostles, and teachers, great wisdom from our learning truth, and so show on to the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm just in the store, and there's another store that I frequent, and particular product, sardines that I what's the name? Wild Planet sardines that I like to buy. We're out of stock, and it's been like this at a Meijer for months. Damn near 6 months, long time, where they were consistently out of sardines. I'm sure there's other stuff that they're out of too, but I don't buy much from Meijer, to be honest with you. And BJ's, however, they're out of the same thing, and I'm guessing that might have something to do with, like, I don't know, shit going on with the El Nino fucking hurricane or storm or whatever the fuck. But there's been shortages that's been going on in America for a long time, for a few years. Where they've been talking about shortages, or you have stores experiencing shortages and whatnot. And all of these things are really creeping up on America and Americans. I've noticed the price increase in ground turkey that I buy. Literally from week to week. Like last week it was $11. This week it was I think it was 13 or 15. But the squeeze is slowly happening. It may be speeding up, showing itself a bit more now, but it's something that's steadily happening. And prices aren't going back down, neither are wages. But what a lot of people refuse, because like here in America, you get all the comforts, all the things you could ever want. And people don't want to let that go. As horrible and tough as it is living in America, like when you take account of the way other people in the world living, like them niggas in fucking Gaza and these damn third world countries, the poorest American is can literally live like a rich nigga in these countries. But these niggas, they don't want to let that go, which is why they they try to fight so hard to continue moving forward with some type of hope. Because those niggas in those other countries, those countries are literally shitholes, literally compared to America. And these, once again, the comfortability, the access, the amenities that you have, these niggas don't want to let it go. Which is why, they refuse to acknowledge that America's going down the drain. Now, you have some people who are just back against the motherfucking wall and they'll say it, right? But you have the average nigga just walking around, going through hell. It's not something that they want to acknowledge, nor is it something they can fathom. But this is something that is happening, and it's going to happen whether they like it or not. And it's happened in many other kingdoms. The citizens saw the writing on the wall, sometimes literally, the writing on the wall, in Babylon, that party that they were having, writing on the wall. And, they may want us to deny it until it got to a point to where they literally didn't have a choice but to accept it. Right? Because it was actually personally affecting them. But this is 2 Esdras 15:13. They did till the ground shall mourn. 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment Yahweh shall bring upon it. And you have a brother that mentioned this past camp how the Lord's Egypt 2.0 is literally getting hit with the same exact modern day plagues. Just like I have modern day Egypt, which is America, you have the modern day plagues with the Lord hit with Egypt. They're just more modern. For example, what the fuck is this idiot doing? Your modern day plagues going to, fucking up your economy. Back then, the economy was like crops, literally crops like gold and silver, precious metal and shit like that, but mainly crops because the people did bartering, right? So the crops are fucked up. Now you have your money, which is your actual money, inflation, that's getting fucked up along with your food and your crops. And essentially fucking the economy, right? Because, there's a scarcity of food, prices go up, people can't pay for this shit. Niggas don't eat and then rioting ensues. You know, all of the, if I'm not mistaken, majority of the water in the world is undrinkable, which is, when you think about it, insane, because the world is mostly water, but most of it is undrinkable because of the poison that this nigga's been putting in it. But you know, there goes your water, and now these niggas are talking about putting up a data center in Michigan around its Great Lakes. So and there goes your pure water. There goes your good water. And that's why we say the white man has to be fucking destroyed and taken out of power. And all you niggas who want to say that Esau can be saved, you niggas are going to get fucking eviscerated. Because look at what he's doing. He's acting like a lot of these things that he's done has been set up in the past, which is why people may discount it and not take it seriously, because it's things like, because niggas don't want to study history. But now he's actively destroying the earth right before your very fucking eyes, and niggas don't want to accept it. That's why y'all have to get eviscerated. Because it's not, you know, we're no longer at the point where it's like, well, we can't really know for sure. No, nigga, you know for sure. He's the one installing this shit. Just like with these oil companies that's dumping oil in the fucking water. Just like with motherfucking inflation, greenhouse gases, and so-called global warming. It's his fucking fault. He's actively doing it. This is why all of you Americans are going to die horribly. You shall mourn in the foundation of it shall be smelled with the plague and punishment Yahweh shall bring upon it. The foundation, the very pillars of America, which is, well, of a nation, which is what, you know, you got your food, money, relationships, military, all of these foundational and core parts of a nation, especially in America, are fucking cooked. Nobody wants to join the military. Now, what dating is really what it's always been, to be honest. Because like you had to pay a dowry if you wanted to get with a woman. But right now, it's just straight up prostitution. Because like it's not like, at least back then when you paid a dowry, the woman was yours. You know, y'all were married, and you know that was that. But now these women are literally just hopping from guy to guy, and you have to pay, which honestly makes things a lot more simple, right? But all of them are just prostitutes. That's literally what it is. It's just contractual prostitution, whether you're so-called dating or whether you're so-called married. Because like what, in marriage, you're going to pay when she divorces your ass. You're going to pay to get into it. You're going to pay after she divorces your ass. Because the divorce rate is like 50 or 60 fucking percent higher among niggas. So it's all fucking, and it's only increasing with Gen Z women. It's all fucking cooked. It's all fucking cooked. No morale. You know, like I said, if you don't want to join the military, the food, not only is the food poison, but damn near every week you're having fucking price increases in the food with no wage increases, so everybody's just getting squeezed the fuck out. Niggas are just giving up, running up the damn credit card, which a lot of it is just poor financial decision making, because a lot of people fucking dig themselves in the goddamn hole, and then this shit happens, then they're fucked. But that's like, that doesn't change the fact that everything's going down the damn drain. They till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hell, and with the fearful constellation their seed shall fail once again. I think it was really since the pandemic, since like 2019, 20, even before then, but it sped up around the pandemic, where you really had those crop problems. You also had Trump that didn't give, he's not giving farmers the type of, the amount of funding that they need. So that's all. So like that's all fucking fucked. That's all fucked. Right? It's only a matter of time before that shit goes belly up. It's all over. It's like, it's literally all over. And you have shortages on some other stuff here in this store that I just came out of, and other stores as well for a long time. And this is why the scriptures say Ecclesiastes 2:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth. When the days come out, not the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You know, and when all of these things, because like you had all of these things, the signs of these things that have been that they were going to happen years ago. And, you know, you have all of the dominoes to line up, you know, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed to say the Lord's the one who's doing this. And he, you know, here's exactly what he's doing. Here's how it lines up. Here's how this makes sense. But niggas, they wanted to play. They wanted to not take it seriously. And now they're asked to fuck out and wondering what's going on. That daughters, I think it said that wives, that daughters shall be harlots in the streets. They were already whores. Now they have literal entire fucking group chats get dedicated to how to be a whore. You know, the average bitch is, you know, going behind her man's back, either getting paid by some old nigga with money or just getting ran through by a bunch of hood niggas. The average bitch is, you know, stepping out on it. It's off, and it's only going to continue to get worse. So what are we supposed to do? What type of mindset are we to have? Because like what? All of this, everything is winding down. That's the main point here. And it's going to get to a point to where niggas start taking what they want, where heads start getting cracked open, and motherfucking niggas start taking access to the forehead and shit. And holes start get forcefully opened up. So Isaiah 24:10. City of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Scripture, I think it says here how the teats, they shall lament for the teats. Which goes into, you know, obviously teats, you know, the mother provides milk to the child, sustenance to the child. Your parallel of that is the government providing sustenance to the people via these various programs. And another parallel is that you see that whole SNAP shit was changed up. Although the way people get, you know, these money from these programs changed the fuck up. Some niggas just got kicked the fuck out that shit. You had some niggas that had to reapply it, and, you know, niggas needed money for their kids or whatever the fuck. You know, some niggas didn't get it. Now you gotta like work minimum 20 hours a week in order to get that shit. Now these whores, instead of doing that, what are they turning to? They're turning to dropping to their knees because they don't want to work. But they're going to get what they want when Jacob's trouble happens. You know, y'all going to get all the dick you can handle. Now, that's another scripture that says how your wife should be ravished. You got that incident where you had that one, I think she was a concubine that got raped to death all night. And a lot of you women are going to die that way. You know, and you're gonna have niggas that go that way too, which is diabolical. But, you know, a lot of women are going to die getting raped to death because we're in an over-sexualized society, way over-sexualized society, and you have a ton of niggas who aren't getting their wee-wees wet. Now, to be honest, you could just easily remedy that shit just by paying, but yeah, and it don't really cost that much, to be honest. But you got and whether it's niggas in prison or whether it's these incel, what's that nigga's name? The Supreme Gentleman, Elliot Rogers, crazy ass niggas like that. A lot of you women are going to get the shit granked out of you. And that's just, you know, once again, that's how bad. And then you're going to get eaten when they're finished, you know, when they're finished with you, which makes it worse. But all these things are in the scriptures. That's why I mention these things. These things are in the scriptures. And they're prophesied to happen. And you see the preceding events lining up for these things to happen. There's something else I wanted to get. Matthew 24:21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And the world has gone through some horrible, horrible fucking times. And, we get main events. We get a skeletal breakdown and a blueprint of things that happened, but the intricacies of everything that happened, we weren't told all of the little fucking details. A lot of horrible shit. Humanity has a bloody fucking history. But all of that is not going to be compared to what happens here in this time in America, which has to prompt you to ask the question, what the fuck is going to happen and how do I protect myself from it? The trick question, you don't protect yourself. The Lord is the one who protects you. That's why scripture says to seek him in thy youth. Seek him early. Seek him while he may be found. I think it's 65. Well, I'm going to go to this. Isaiah 33:6. And we go over the same scriptures, all day in and day out. But repetition was the father of skill, for one. But also the any type of skill, trade, or piece of knowledge, you have to go over it multiple times. Whether it's it's applicable to life, whether it's a test of some sort, an exam, you have to it has to be committed to memory. You have to have it in you. Same thing with scriptures. It's not just a one and done. This is a lifestyle. Once again, prophecies, things to prepare you for the times to come. This ain't just one and done, you fucking illiterate niggers. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom now should be stability at our times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is a treasure. Why is the fear of the Lord a treasure? It's because the fear of the Lord is the first step to being accepted of him. You have I think it's 2:10. Sirach 2:10. Look, the generation of old, see that ever any trust in the Lord was confined, or that any abide in his fear, or was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon them? There you go. There you go. Fear. You have to fear Yahweh Shema Shai, which is worthy to be feared, as he's proven many times over. But that's the way how that's how you get under that shield. I think the shield, the shield is a wing of protection. There's something else I wanted to get. I don't think this was it, but for some reason it's popping in my mind. Or is it 4? Well, yeah, well, this wasn't it, but Root 4 and 8. 27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. This is a punishment. The Lord hasn't forsaken us. For as was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy of your salvation. There you go. All of these punishments, to get our people back on the correct path and to show us that what we wanted to do. The scripture said, "There's a way which a man think is right, but the ways thereof are the end thereof are the ways of death, would lead to death, as you currently see." Letting women run motherfucking wild. All of the bullshit that's you got simps every goddamn where. That in and of itself is a motherfucking problem. You got these goddamn niggas that's getting leashed by women on motherfucking Twitch and shit like that. And fucking a goddamn femdom dominatrix relationship. That's a problem, my nigga. But look at the result of all of that. The end result is what you're currently seeing now. Is it favorable? No, it isn't. Just like children, the world, but Jake especially wanted to do all this dumb shit and go his own way. But look what, and just like a child putting his hand on the fucking stove, he gets burned. And he keeps fucking doing it until he gets slapped in the side of the fucking head. Doesn't that hurt, dumb nigga? Stop doing that. And that slap, that prompts him to, okay, maybe I should stop doing this. The Lord's been slapping our people over the head. Stop doing this. It's not helping. It's not doing anything good for you. Y'all want this result, yet what you're doing isn't going to produce this result. That's how it is. Just like with the math equation. There's a certain way, like for example, division. There's a certain process that you go through for long division. If you don't do the process correctly, step by step, you're not going to get the right answer, or you're going to get fucking stuck somewhere. Same with our people. They've been giving the equation and the answer and the steps to play it out. But they said, you know what? I don't like this step right here. I'm going to do this. And they end up fucking stuck. Just like how they're about to see right now. They're going to end up fucking stuck like a stuffed pig. But take good heart, Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at that fall. So what? The Lord is going to give us salvation, and he's going to give destruction to our enemies. But I hope this episode made sense. So y'all praise glory and honor. How about Shema Shabbat Shem Kakadash? The Bible says, Father, teach you a message from the truth. Shalom to hope, Israel, instruction, bound, great America.